ये हौसला कैसे झुके, ये आरज़ू कैसे रुके, मंजिल मुश्किल तो क्या, धुंधला साहिल तो क्या, तन्हाए दिल तो क्या.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Success Stories Talk Show Season 2, presented by Trident Communications in association with World Humanitarian Foundation. I'm Alka, your host for today, and as our guest for today, we have Shafqat Amanat Ali. He's a Pakistani classical singer, songwriter, and composer belonging to the Patiala Gharana tradition of music. He sings pop, Sufi, folk, playback, classical, ghazal, and semi classical music. Well, there's a lot on his plate. And now that we have him here with us on our show today, let's hear about his journey of success right from him. So, hello, Shafqat ji, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very good. Thank you very much for having me on the show, Alka.
Thank you so much for taking out time for this episode. And welcome to our show, Success Stories.
Thank you very much. Really glad to be here.
So, sir, everyone knows that you belong to Patiala Gharana. So, we want to know about your journey. How did you start your career?
Well, if you are born in a family where everybody is a singer and singing is your everything, then I don't think that person needs to answer that question, because when you're born, you are destined to be a singer. But yes, they just give you a kickstart by getting you into very serious classes and training. And when you grow up and you become like 10, 12, then it's definitely some kids don't want to opt for the singing as their profession. But I think as far as I've seen, the 90% of the kids, they are so engrossed in learning and in music that they don't want to be anything else. So same happened with me. I was born and then I was given my classes. And while growing up and having those classes, I saw big names all around me. My grandfather, my father, Ustad Amanat Ali Khan Sahab, my chacha Ustad Fateh Ali Khan Sahab, then my elder brother Asad Amanat Ali Khan Sahab, and then Amjad Amanat Ali Khan Sahab, and then my younger chacha Ustad Hamid Ali Khan Sahab. So I was already pretty mesmerized by their fame and by their talent and the way people respected them. So I wanted to be a singer. So that's how I ended up a singer today.
All right. So, since you started your training at the age of 4 and your grandfather was your first teacher.
Yeah, he was.
And then your musical training was primarily with your uncle, Ustad Bade Fateh Ali Khan. So, how was that experience, like learning from your own family members? So, like, was it stricter when you are like learning from someone who's from the outside, or was it like a little easier?
Now, when you are part of a gharana, when you're a member of a gharana, then you can't really go to someone else and start learning from there, because that's against the traditions and against the rules and regulation. You have to have someone from your family, normally the eldest person in the family. He's the one whose responsibility is to wake you up every morning and then make you sit and then give you your first lessons. Same happened with me. I couldn't go to any other person to learn, because Patiala Gharana, it's a tradition that whoever you are, let's say Sham Churasi Gharana, if they have a singer within them, he can't go outside and start learning from there. It's a tradition. So the same happened with me. This is what the tradition is, that the eldest person in the family will, and that my grandfather was. And then after he passed away, my dadi took over. And then she used to like make us sing and do riyaz. And my Pupia, and then my Chacha, Ustad Bade Fateh Ali Khan Sahab, and then Asad Bhai, Hamid Chacha. Everyone in the family teaches you. So we can't go outside the family and start learning.
All right. So, as we know that singing needs a lot of riyaz. So, like, I would want to know when you were training, how many hours of riyaz you used to like get into that, and how many hours do you require now?
Well, when you are a kid and your voice needs to be tamed, and I think you need riyaz. There's a different method. Like initially, they would ask us to do a riyaz like for 30, 35 minutes in the morning, then 1 hour in the afternoon, and then an hour or so in the evening. But when you grow up, when you become like 10, 9, 12, then you have to do hardcore riyaz, and that you doesn't have to count hours or minutes. You just have to sit there and fix whatever has been given to you to fix it, or to learn something. And until unless you've learned that thing and you've done your homework and you've done your hard work, they won't allow you to get up and leave. So there was initially I used to do my riyaz for like 3-4 hours a day, and then later stage came when we stopped counting hours and minutes. And but now, since we travel a lot and we are doing some other stuffs also, recordings also, and then meetings and performing, so we don't get much time, but we make sure that there is a technique of keeping your voice tamed, and that we do.
All right. So, since classical singing is a lot of hard work, has this thought ever crossed your mind, like you want to do something else other than singing?
Never.
Okay.
I think I am. My very simple answer was that if I wasn't going to be a singer, I probably wouldn't have been born. I would still be up there somewhere.
All right. So, sir, your entire family was singing, but you had to struggle. So, when and what was the first time when you got your first assignment as a singer and you got recognition for it?
Um, a struggle have many ways and many shapes. Like I was born and placed somewhere in my siblings where I was not really the very important kid. Not like I won't say that I was an ignorant kid or anything, but my elder brother, after my father passed away, he started singing, and then he became into limelight, and then he was a massive hit, Asad Amanat Ali Khan Sahab. And so my importance had kind of reduced because the legacy my brother had taken forward. So they were satisfied, my family was satisfied. But then over the years, I kept on doing my riyaz, and I think after my brother moved to London for some reasons, um, the family was shattered. So they were looking and trying to call him back, and then he had his issues, he had his reasons that he couldn't come back then. But then by the time they realized that now we have to train our kids for future and have to teach them everything that needs to be taught, and then we kind of restarted. And my cousins, my younger cousins, they came into the limelight, and then I was still struggling. Then I went to Karachi, because when my cousins took over the place, then I was feeling like that I have to make my own identity. So then I left for Karachi, and I stayed there. I worked on an album that didn't work out. Then I worked on another album that also didn't work out. And then finally, I made a band, made songs, and worked hard on it. And after that was all history.
All right. So your career basically started by singing jingles for TV and voiceover for commercials. And today you have like sung with almost all big celebrities. So how do the memories from the past days feel now?
Um, I'm very happy about them, and I still remember them. And I think if you uh, keep your struggle days in your mind, then you remain grounded, and that's the best thing you can do after becoming popular for yourself. So I remember those and I cherish them because I had done TVCs, I had done jingles, I had done a couple of voiceovers here and there, and I used to sleep in a studio in a vocal booth because I didn't have a place in Karachi. Though my poopa used to live there, but I never wanted to bother them by going, late nights and leaving early morning, and then, but that struggle has its own high, I believe. So I really cherish those days. In fact, I do.
That's really nice. So, sir, you have already sung with a lot of singers in your career. So, who is your favorite? And whoever it is, can you please also sing two lines of a song that you have sung with them?
Well, this is, in fact, according to me, it's a wrong question because taking just one name doesn't do justice with the rest of the lot. So I'd say that I've been honored by whoever I have sung and done work with. It was my pleasure. But there are few songs which are always hooked to you as they tag along all your life with you because they were your first songs that people heard and loved and paid you back your respect. So I think um, a couple of songs that I remember. One is Mitwa, of course, because that changed everything and that made me the playback singer. That was the kick start for me to start doing playback singing. And the second song is Ye Hausla Kaise Jhuke. Um, Nagesh Kukunur he's a dear friend, and so is Salim Merchant. And I remember they wanted to work with me before Ye Hausla, but as we believe that everything happens for the best, so the film they were thinking to have me in, that didn't work out. I couldn't go there. But then later they called me. I was in Bombay and I heard the melody Ye Hausla Kaise Jhuke. So when I heard the melody and I sang there, it was beautiful. And um, so I would just sing a couple of lines from Ye Hausla Kaise Jhuke, Ye Arzu कैसे रुके मंजिल मुश्किल तो क्या धुंधला साहिल तो क्या तन्हाए दिल तो क्या.
Thank you so much, sir. My ears have been blessed by listening to that, and I hope the audience enjoyed it as well.
Pleasure.
So, sir,
Pleasure.
these days a lot of singers enter the industry every day, but as you are an experienced person, who do you think keeping the like what do you think about all these people who are entering? Like, wouldn't that increase a lot of competition? And what are your reviews about the kind of songs they are making and the impact it has on the listeners?
Well, I wouldn't want to comment on that because everybody has their own reasons and ways of becoming popular. But one thing I would definitely say that they should create something new and something that they can really turn back and say that uh, that was my creation or I made that. Like I recently heard, I didn't read it, but I had heard that Vishal tweeted something about saying to people that please um, go and make your own songs and stop remixing our songs. And I would say that Vishal Shekhar is not like, they're not like Shankar Jaikishan ji or, black and white movie producers. They are, they're just recent. They're here. They're still working. And if you are so kind of deprived of new melodies and talent, that you have to pick up one of their songs, which was recently popular, and you're remixing that song and launching it again as you're trying to have it as yours, I think then there's something missing. Those guys should really pull up their socks and create something new.
Well, that's true, because a lot of songs which are in the market are usually remixes, and there's not a lot of good reviews about recent remixes, because people don't really appreciate what is the original product and what goes afterwards. So yeah, that's something I would definitely agree to. Talking about your singing career, like it has given you lots of name and fame. Do you at any point still feel like there's something missing, that something is still to be achieved?
Now, if you are a singer, you would understand that sky's the limit, because you want to keep singing new melodies. You want to keep on working on new projects. You want to keep on singing new songs, because this is a thirst that cannot be quenched.
All right. So, is there any project or something exciting in the pipeline that you would like to share with the audience?
Absolutely. There are a few new songs that I have worked on, and now we are planning. And it's on the initial basis right now, but early stages. But we'll be shooting those videos with those songs, and then one by one we'll keep releasing them. So there are a few very exciting projects coming your way.
All the very best for that, and we really hope to see them on floor soon.
Thank you.
So, is there an unforgettable moment or event in this entire journey that you would like to share?
Um, well, I think that was the first time seeing myself on TV and people admiring. That was, I think, one of the unforgettable moments, I would say.
All right. So, sir, as we are heading towards the end of today's episode, and the name of our show is Success Stories. So, if you had to define success, what would be the definition?
I think success is something that you can really turn back and claim it, not something that you had the peer pressure and you did what others were doing and it became popular, and it's not even your creation, it's a remix or something. I think if you have earned it and done your homework for it and you're proud of your success, then you can call it a success story. But if it's a fluke and you also know that it's a fluke, then I don't think you should be proud of it.
Totally. So, sir, it was a lovely chat with you, and I absolutely love this interview. I hope the viewers find it the same way.
Pleasure.
And thank you so much for taking out time for this episode of Success Stories.
Pleasure's all mine, trust me.
And thank you so much, everyone, for joining in for this episode of Success Stories. If you want to keep watching more such success stories, then please subscribe to our channel so you do not miss out on any notifications. We release a new episode every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So until the next one airs up, just stay tuned, take care, stay safe, and bye-bye.